This episode is proudly supported by Anchor Food Professionals, makers of mainland cheese. Here's Andy Tsai from the Notting Hill Hotel.
We've been using them for a few years now, using their tasty and mozzarella cheese. We go through about 135 kilos a week at the moment. So a huge number. So we use it for our garlic bread, our pizzas, our parmas, our bechamel, our cheese sauce for our croquettes and arancini, throughout our lasagnas, anywhere we can really. It's such a good product. You know, having the freshest chips to your fresh chicken to a freshly crumbed schnitzel and topping up with a really high quality cheese is amazing.
For more information, go to anchorfoodprofessionals.com.
Don't get scared. Back the head chef. Do what they want to do. Sometimes we might seem out there and uncomfortable, but uncomfortable is good. You know, do lots of tastings when you do your menu changes, taste everything, and believe in the chef.
This is the Deep in the Weeds podcast. I'm Anthony Huckstep. What makes a great pub? The food, the atmosphere, the beers on tap, regulars coming through the door. How do you get a layered food offering right that can dish up everyday eats and a top-level dining experience too? Andy Tsai is the executive chef of Notting Hill Hotel in Melbourne. Andy, how are you?
Good, thank you. Thank you for having me. It's an absolute honour.
It's awesome. Oh, it's awesome to get you on the show. You're leading the team of a very popular pub there in Melbourne. How are things going?
Yeah, really good. Funny that, because I actually used to listen to you when I used to get on the train to the city during my apprenticeship days. So to be on your show now is an absolute blessing. I love it.
Well, that's really good to hear. Tell us a little bit about the Notting Hill. You've won some pretty amazing accolades there. It's known as one of the best pubs in Australia. Tell us a bit about it.
Yeah, so 2024, last year, we won overall pub of the year in Melbourne, Victoria. Massive accolade. It goes down to, from our whole team, front of house and back of house. I've been here for just over 6 years now.
Yeah.
From when we got in and turned things around to where it is now. It's amazing. And big hats off to the guys downstairs and everyone that's involved.
It's a multifaceted venue. Tell us about the different rooms and offerings that you have there.
Yeah, it's massive, absolutely massive. People drive past it every single day and they don't understand how big it is. So in terms of the kitchen, we've got 4 different kitchens. We've got our beautiful steakhouse, which is our upmarket dining. We've got our bistro, which is our engine room. We've got our pizza kitchen as well, and then also a front bar now as well. So 4 different food offerings all in one venue.
Wow. How do you manage that kind of multifaceted sort of different kitchens, different teams? Like how many staff are you dealing with and how do you manage that?
In the kitchen, we've got over 35 chefs.
Wow.
From chefs to kitchen hands. We've got an amazing team of head chefs and sous chefs as well. Couldn't do it without them. So, lots of hard work and lots of cooperating with the team and teamwork. So,
pubs are interesting in Australia. The food offerings have really come to the fore. How do you get that balance right of sort of getting everyday eats offerings, but you've also got amazing steakhouse offering as well?
Yeah, so coming from my background of, fine dining at Taxi Kitchen and Cutler & Co., I think bringing that to the Notting Hill Hotel definitely helped level up all the kitchens. When you think of a pub, you think of, your standard, pot and parma and fish and chips, but I think what we've done over the last 5 years with Tony Twitchett has been truly amazing.
Tell us a little bit about your food, particularly at the higher end of the offering that you have. What sort of exemplifies your food in that setting? Is there a dish or two you can tell us about?
Well, our steakhouse, it's very upmarket. We use only premium steaks, a lot of O'Connors, a lot of Sher Wagyu. Very high-end quality there. We only use the best, and same with our pub as well. So all our, we sell over 1,000 parmas a week. Everything's freshly crumbed. And then only the freshest fish as well. So everything is in fresh. We do everything day to day. We don't open any packets and serve from there. All our sauces are made from scratch. So massive operation.
What are the challenges with pulling that off? Because many pubs look to sort of pre-made foods to get through the sort of busy periods. How do you manage that?
Just being organised and trying to think a week in advance. These are the things I learned early in my early days in my apprenticeship when I worked at Taxi Kitchen. So making sure everything's done on certain days of the week, your weekly plan, making sure the chefs know what's going on and have everything ordered for everyone else. Otherwise, it would all fall to pieces.
Well, I want to sort of explore Notting Hill Hotel in detail because it's such a powerhouse and so popular. Um, Take us back to when you were young. Whereabouts did you grow up, and was food sort of core to your family?
Yeah, so I actually grew up here in Glenwaverley, which is just 5 minutes around from Notting Hill. My dad was actually a chef. He was a chef for over 35 years. Uh, he came to Australia in the 1980s, started off as a kitchen hand, and then moved his way up to being a Chinese wok chef. And then about 25 years ago, he opened his own takeaway noodle shop in Heathmont. And that's where I kind of started and peeled my first carrot and sliced my first onion and peeled my first potato at the age of 10. And then, kind of helping the family business for about, 15, 20 years. I was a little Asian boy at the back doing his homework on the school night, helping out when it's busy. Um, and then, going through high school, I've worked in cafes and helping dad out again. And then he obviously wanted me to go to uni. So I went to two different unis. It wasn't for me. And then, I said to him, I said, Dad, I'm a chef, mate. I need to do this. I went to Holmesland to study Cert 3 and 4, which then led me to my apprenticeship at Taxi Kitchen.
Before we get to taxi, tell us about your dad. What was it like working with him? Did you sort of take anything from your time with him that you use now?
Oh, 100%. I think back then I used to, say, why do I have to do this, or why do I have to do it like this, and why are you so hard on me? But now, 20 years later, I think, thank you. Thank you for everything you've taught me and pushing me and during those big services and yelling at me and, burning the dim sims and burning the spring rolls. Now I understand.
Is there a dish of his that you look back fondly that you can tell us about from that period of time?
Also, I'm actually allergic to peanuts. And I think growing up, my dad found that hard to believe, being in an Asian household. So every dish that he made me every year, he'd try to put a little bit of peanut in there just to say, is he actually allergic? And then I think he gave up about a couple of years ago when he made me a satay chicken. Didn't think I knew what he was doing, but yeah.
Tell us about Taxi Dining Room. You mentioned that's where you did your apprenticeship. What was it like stepping into that kitchen after sort of growing up in a hospitality family?
I was completely different. Completely different. So growing up in a Asian household and in an Asian restaurant, and then going into your high end fine dining Taxi Kitchen was completely different. And then I actually spent a few years down at Transport in the pub downstairs, and then had to work my way back up to Taxi Kitchen a few times. So having that speed and precision at Taxi Kitchen, but I only had the speed from a Chinese restaurant, so everything was a little bit rough around the edges. But once I got that finesse, driven by Sam and Tony, really nailed it into me.
Well, do you have any stories of what it was like working with them and the influence they had on you?
Oh, amazing, amazing! I was so very, very fortunate to work with Tony and Sam. I didn't, I wasn't one of those chefs that, had to go to England or had to go to Europe to, finesse my skills. I found that working under Tony and Sam was, blessing. They taught me everything I needed to know and more. Even still to this day, Tony and I work closely together, and Sam as well, with both menus at Notting Hill and Taxi Kitchen.
Tell us about your time as a chef. Where did you go after taxi dining, and who were the sort of really important people that you've worked with?
So I did a quick stint at Cutler and Co. With Colin and Tana and Andrew McConnell, and then COVID happened. So then I kind of stepped out of the kitchen and worked with a friend of mine doing a bit of glazing. So I did that for just under 6 months, and then COVID happened, and we are kind of in and out of jobs, and I wasn't really sure what I wanted to do. And I thought, do I go back to school or do I, become a tradie? But I found that being a chef is my passion, and that's what I love doing. There's not one day I wake up and say, I've got to go to work. So I really enjoyed it. And then that's where the opportunity came from Notting Hill Hotel. Uh, got a call from Tony Jackson, which is the same owner as Taxi Kitchen, saying, "Hey, mate, I know you live in the area. Do you reckon you can give them a chop out today? We're a bit short staffed." And then, from that day onwards, here I am.
Well, Notting Hill is a monolithic beast compared to Taxi Dining Room. What was it like stepping into that kitchen the first time?
Oh, it's pretty hectic. Again, completely different. The structure and everything was a completely different ball game. But working at so many different restaurants and pubs and cafes, I think helped me in that sense. I was very adjustable, and I could kind of write things down and change again the next day, and you never know what's going to happen.
You mentioned you've been there a few years now. Tell us about those years. How much has the business and restaurant changed during your time there?
Oh, completely changed. From the moment I stepped in here with Tony Twitchett, and to where it is now, it's unrecognisable. From all the sauces to all the Napoli and all the curries, everything we make ourselves in house. Whereas prior, everything was open. Packets were opening, and that's all they did. The prep list was just opening packets. And I think that's why we're such a successful pub now. Just having everyone can taste the difference in the quality of the food, and it's made with love, and it's made with by passionate chefs.
Tell us a bit about motivating your team. 35 kitchen staff is a lot of people to deal with and manage. What sort of initiatives do you have in place to get the best out of your team?
Well, we work quite. We are a top heavy. Pub and restaurant. And when I say top heavy, I mean the head chefs, the exec chef, head chef, and sous chefs. We work very hard. We work very hard for the team below us, and we, instead of pushing down, we always push up. So we always take the big jobs and teach all the new chefs how our systems work and how to make all the sauces the way we want to do it. And I think training is a massive thing. Training and keeping the staff happy. We take our staff out at, once every 2 or 3 months out for dinner after service, just to have that camaraderie and make everyone happy. And we've got a really tight-knit team, and everyone works hard together.
The success that you've had and the Notting Hill has led to you being ambassador of Mainland.
Yeah.
Tell us a bit about that and sort of the volumes of cheese that you guys are using every week.
Yeah, when they reached out to me, I was quite blown away, to be honest. Never thought I'd be an ambassador of anyone or anything. So to have them reach out was really blessing, nice blessing. In terms of cheese, we've been using them for a few years now. Using their tasty and mozzarella cheese in our cheese mix. We go through about 135 kilos a week at the moment. Yeah, so huge number.
What are you using the cheese for?
So we use it for our garlic bread, our pizzas, our parmas, our bechamel, our cheese sauce for our croquettes and arancini, throughout our lasagnas, anywhere we can, really. It's such a good product. Very, very good product.
And tell us a bit about your parmies, which are reliant on cheese. Take us through how you make those and why that cheese is so important for it.
I think just from having the freshest chips to your freshest chicken to a freshly crumbed schnitzel and topping up with a really high quality cheese is amazing. So it's really, really good cheese. It's tasty. It's not watery. It's stringy. It's everything you want for a parma.
It's pubs are so key to our social structure in Australia. We've all got a fond place in our hearts with pubs. What do you think it is that makes a great pub?
Other than the food, I think the atmosphere, the music, and just the way the staff carry themselves. We've got regulars that come in every single day, and having conversations with them. Everyone's got a story. So I think having the staff around and that kind of family feel. Yeah.
You've got multiple menus there to look after. Tell us about the creative process and how do new dishes get on the menu, and what's the process you go through to do that?
Well, I put things on that I like to eat, to be honest. I love food. I love eating things, and then I get amazing help from Tony Twitchett as well. We work very well together, and we kind of bounce off each other in that sense. I'll write 3 or 4 menus, and he'll write a few, and then we'll kind of sit down and liaise and see which items work at which venues. And I think bringing that finesse from my past and bringing it into a pub sense, it's unlike any other pubs.
Is it hard bringing that sort of finesse into that environment and executing it at such big numbers?
100%, it definitely is, but it takes time, it takes patience, and lots of redoing dishes and trying to teach the staff how to do it all. It all comes back to training.
We're in spring and fast coming into summer.
Yeah.
Are there sort of any dishes that are hitting the menu at the moment that you've just created that you really love? You can tell us about.
We're about to go into a new spring menu for the bistro. We've got a beautiful lamb rump going on the menu, as well as a pork chop dish with salsa verde. So we work very closely with our suppliers and try to get the best ingredients. And having, I think, a lamb rump and a pork chop for summer is truly amazing. And it takes me back to stuff that my dad used to make me.
Is there any of those dishes you can tell us about? Some of the dishes your dad made that you remember?
Well, so the pork chops, I got the idea from the Vietnamese broken rice dish that my dad usually makes us in spring and summer. So it's marinated with garlic, fish sauce and soy, and then it's gone on a charcoal grill, grilled for about 3 or 4 minutes, and then served with broken rice, pickles, nook jam. Yeah, it's delicious.
That sounds amazing.
Yeah.
Given that your family wanted you to go to university and head down a different avenue, what do they think about what you've done now?
Now I think they start to understand. They say, "All right, I get it. I know why you're doing it." We can see that you're passionate. We see that you're happy, and everyone that works around you is happy. So we see, we understand why, and I think they're quite proud and happy where I am now. So, yeah.
How are you looking at things at the moment? I know COVID was a big curveball for everyone, and Melbourne took a lot longer than other places to sort of pick up after that. Does it feel like a lot of optimism leading into this summer at the moment, though?
Look, I think you never know with the Notting Hill Hotel. You think it's going to be busy, but it always seems to surprise you. It becomes busier and busier and busier. We were just laughing about it the other day, saying, this is probably the busiest October that we've had. And we've been quite lucky going into our summer period where we usually are quieter, whereas this year it's just been non-stop. So usually we'll get a little bit of a break now until December, but this year it's just been non-stop since January, really.
Well, now that you've created this amazing pub, what are your plans sort of for the next sort of year or two?
I still personally don't think that Notting Hill Hotel has hit its potential, full potential.
Yeah.
I think over the next 5 years, 3 or 4 years or 5 years, and I think that's my goal to be named in the top 10 best steakhouses in Melbourne or top 5, and hopefully we'll bring back the pub of the year again. That'll be a good nice accolade to get.
Well, if you weren't busy enough running one of the biggest pubs in the country, you've also got a side project, the Grub Guru. Tell us a bit about that.
Yeah. So just a little side gig that I do here at Notting Hill Hotel on a Sunday. Just culinary convenience meals, ready-made meals for a few local gyms around the area and a few friends. So,
what sort of meals are you creating?
Just at the moment, we've got a couple of lasagnas. We've got cashew chicken, black pepper beef. Just what the people want, really. Nice and easy and good food.
How did that come about?
So actually my personal trainer, I used to do boxing. I used to watch him, order Uber Eats quite a fair bit. And I said to him, mate, I'll make you meals and you just train me. And that's how it all started.
Amazing.
Yeah.
What sort of advice would you have for pubs out there looking to sort of change their game and up the ante a bit like you have? Like, how do you go down that road?
I think don't get scared. I think just back the head chef, do what they want to do. Sometimes it might seem out there and uncomfortable, but uncomfortable is good. Do lots of tastings when you do your menu changes, taste everything and believe in the chef.
Uncomfortable is good. I like that.
Yeah.
Andy, you're doing amazing things there. What do you love about what you do?
I think just being able to see the growth in my team, being able to create dishes that I've been eating for a long, long time, and stuff that my dad used to teach me, and being able to, I guess, showcase every step of my career in all four kitchens is amazing. Seeing the stuff that I learned at Taxi Kitchen in the steakhouse, and seeing the stuff that I learned at Transport in our pub, and stuff that my dad's taught me on the menu, and working at Cutler, the finesse there as well in our steakhouse. I can just showcase everything.
Well, that's amazing what you're doing. I can't wait to hear where you take the Notting Hill from here. It's been an honour to have you on Deep in the Weeds today, Andy, so please keep in touch and we'll catch up again soon.
Thank you very much for having me.
This is the Deep in the Weeds podcast. I'm Anthony Huckstep. Stay tuned as we take a deep dive into the lives of the incredible people who ply their trade in the food and hospitality sector. Special thanks to executive producer Rob Locke for making this all happen. Follow us on Instagram at Deep in the Weeds Podcast, or email us at podcast@deepintheweeds.com.au. Thanks to executive producer Rob Locke for making this all happen. Stay safe and be well.